They put it on the TV. We hear it in the music. They teach it in the schools. They bombard us with the lie. And when you tell a lie so much, hey God, and so often, hey God, with much frequency, people begin to accept that lie as though it were true. That
may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
Astronauts to the moon.
We accept the reality of the world with which we're presented. It's as simple as that.
When we first opened our doors,
Since 1926.
Since 1978.
For 60 years.
For 75 years.
For over 80 years.
In 90 years.
Over 100 years.
Nationwide has been on your side.
Restaurants have always been there for you.
Nissan has been with you through thick and thin.
We will do what we've always done.
Take care of people.
We're people.
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 People. People.
People and family.
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 Family. Family.
Family.
Family.
Family.
Families are families. Families.
Even now. Especially now.
Especially now.
Right now.
Now more than ever.
More than ever.
Today, more than ever.
Today, more than ever.
In times like this.
At times like these.
During these difficult times.
In these troubled times.
Challenging times.
Trying times.
In these times of uncertainty.
During this time of great uncertainty.
During these uncertain times.
During these uncertain times.
In uncertain times.
In uncertain times. Uncertain times.
Unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times.
Unprecedented times.
This unprecedented moment in our history.
It's time of social distancing.
While things have slowed down. As we turn more inside.
While the doors may be closed.
While the distance between us has gotten bigger.
The more we stay apart,
we still find ways to stay close, even when we're apart.
Even if we can't stand closer than 6 feet.
We can all stay connected to work, school, and most importantly, to each other.
There's still ways to touch each other.
All without leaving the comfort and safety of your home.
Without leaving the safety of your home.
From home.
Home. Your home.
At home. Home.
Home.
Home. Home. Home.
home. Home. That's the key.
Buick and GMC are here to help. Con Edison is here to help. Here to help.
Our teams are here.
We are here.
We're here.
We're here.
here for you.
Here for you.
We're here for you.
We're here for you.
We are here for you.
We're here for you.
We are here for you. We'll be here for you.
Runnings is here for you.
We're still here for you.
We're with you. We're part of your community.
So you can trust us.
You can count on us.
And we'll get through this. Together.
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 Together. Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
And together.
Together.
Together. Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
Together.
MasterCard.
What I'm about to tell you is top secret. A conspiracy bigger than all of us. There's a powerful group of people out there that are secretly running the world. I'm talking about the guys no one knows about, the guys that are invisible. The top 1% of the top 1%, the guys that play God without permission.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Is that not our responsibility as scientists to find order in chaos, gentlemen?
Introduce a little anarchy. Upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos.
Nietzsche says, out of chaos comes order.
You know? Order into chaos.
I, using musical theory, have created order out of chaos.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
I believe we, and particularly you, your class, has an incredible window of opportunity to lead in shaping a new world order for the 21st century.
Agencies and the deputies that are pledging allegiance to the new world order and good governance.
But with millions of Americans once again returning to restaurants, businesses, and stores, they find the world changed because experts, politicians, and industry leaders say America's new normal will be anything but ordinary.
Americans are facing a new normal.
Is because some of these people, this is a new normal.
This is a new normal.
They're never going to go back home, so they want to help them as much so that they're never just walking out of here and feeling like they're going back onto the street. They've worked with them throughout the process here to help them adjust to this new world order that they're going to be living in after this.
This new normal sucks. It sucks.
Masks, social distancing, and a scattering of reopened businesses. This is your life as the coronavirus pandemic drags on.
The idea of normal as we know it is over. You realize that, right?
Right, but I mean, I guess everything that's going on right now, nothing's really normal.
We'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention
this time.
March 31st, 2025 is when the whole procedure finishes. You won't need cash anymore. You won't even need your smartphone anymore. You will be paying with your face. The next 5 years are going to see a complete restructuring of this entire social system, and it's going to be worldwide. There's no countries that are going to escape from this. It's the entire world is going to go through this change, folks.
What's amazing is that if you think about that 1984, The Terminator was called a science fiction movie, but today, all of the stuff that we talked about then has become a reality.
Well, they're really pushing the second wave. They're bringing in mandatory face masks.
Americans will be wearing masks for several years. This is coming from a researcher at Johns Hopkins University. In a recent interview, he predicts wearing facial coverings will become the new normal. His statements come as an uptick of positive cases continues across the country.
Miles, where do they come from?
I don't know. Suddenly, while you're asleep, they'll absorb your minds, your memories. I don't want any part of it.
Wear a mask if you want to, or you could leave the mask behind. You really don't need to cover your face with a diaper all the freaking time. Say, wear a mask if you want to, you can wear it when you drive. You can act like your mask will save the whole world, leaving common sense behind. Mask! Vaccine! Not for me! You can go where you want to, because masks are normalized. They react and attack when they don't see a mask, and their tempers start to rise. You can mask if you want to, though you're healthy and so am I. You can wear PPE from your head to your feet, but the virus will survive. You say, wear a mask, Rona is out of control. Wear a mask, doing it for the lows. Wear a mask, showing telling everyone you comply.
They come from another world, spawned in the light years of space, unleashed to take over the bodies and souls of the people of our planet, bringing a new dimension in terror to the giant Super Scope screen.
Whatever intelligence or instinct it is that can govern the forming of human flesh and blood out of thin air is fantastically powerful, beyond any comprehension.
Wear a mask, everybody's wearing a mask.
My name is Dr. Tapper. I am in private practice in Omaha, Nebraska. I don't wear a mask. I see over 200 patients a week. I come in close proximity with every patient that I come across. Why haven't I contracted this so-called disease? Americans make up 5% of the world population, but yet we take in 65 to 70% of the world's pharmaceutical drugs. We are one of 2 countries that allows pharmaceutical advertisements on the television. But yet 80% of Americans are suffering with a chronic disease associated with poor lifestyle choices. 700,000 people will die of heart disease this year alone.
Doctor, please bring yourself in order.
600,000 people will die of cancer. 300,000 people will die of obesity this year. When is enough enough? If this is truly about health, then mandate healthy living, exercise, good food choices, chiropractic, outlaw tobacco and cigarettes, processed sugars. I believe it was Thomas Jefferson who stated, if people let the government decide what foods they eat and what medicines they take, their bodies will soon be in a sorry state as those souls who live under tyranny. You see, God made your body self-healing, self-regulating. If you give the body what it needs, it can be healthy. It is like the wilted plant that sits under the sun. An allopathic model to that is to shield the sun, to protect that plant against the sun, cut off its leaves, medicate or vaccinate that plant. But an epigenetic approach, a wellness approach, is to give that plant water, and it can be well. You see, your body is no different. We must eat well, move well, think well, and we can be well. In other words, your level of health is the genetic expression of your lifestyle choices. And I know full well that your body's ability to heal itself, to overcome disease and circumstances like corona, is far greater than anyone has ever permitted you to believe. Benjamin Rush, a signer of the Declaration of Independence, stated, unless we put medical freedom into the Constitution, a time will come when medicine will organize into an undercover dictatorship to restrict the art of healing to one class of men and deny equal privileges to others. That time is now. These masks have absolutely nothing to do with health, but everything to do with the complying with a false flag, tyrannical agenda. If we sacrifice our precious freedoms for temporary security, we will lose both. If you can't comprehend that statement, if you are blind to this agenda, then I am sorry. You have the eyesight of an eagle, but the vision of a clam.
Put on the mask if you want to, but don't ask me where is mine. Cause I don't wear a mask, and since I don't mask, just stay 6 feet behind. Wear the mask, symbolize your control. Wear the mask, regurgitate what you're told.
Now they're saying the second wave is going to be tougher to deal with, of course, than the first wave. But this is just the beginning, folks. It's not going to go away. I said that months ago, this is not going to go away. They're going to release the lockdown a little bit, and then they're going to ramp it up even more. People think that, this is just a temporary thing. No, it's not. They'll find ways of extending it, but they've got to do it in ways that the people are going to go along with. So they've got to do it gradually like this, and they've got to do it under the guise of this. It's the only way they can really get away with it. It's the only way they can get people to buy into it. It's all very well for us to be pushing back, but if we don't wake up the people around us, they're going to drag us into it, whether we want to go into it or not. There's also a new action called Protect Our Neighbours, folks. They're wonderful, aren't they? They want you to spy on your neighbours.
We need to make sure that everybody continues to let us know where those folks are. If you've observed recurring violations of the Safer at Home order, please continue to let us know at coronavirus.lacity.org/business-violation. You know the old expression about snitches? Well, in this case...
Snitches get you what?
Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches. Sometimes snitches get stitches.
Snitches get rewards. We want to thank you for turning folks in and making sure we are all safe.
So like I said, all the sleeping masses are the ones who are going to drag us into this if we're not careful. So there's now a new program whereby you can protect your neighbours by keeping an eye on them and making sure there's social distancing.
The enforcement is there to educate people and make clear we got to have social distancing. So now it is easier than ever when you see a crowd, when you see a line that's not distanced, when you see a supermarket that's too crowded, anything, you can report it right away so we can get help there to fix the problem. And now it's as simple as taking a photo. All you got to do is take the photo and put the location with it, and bang, send a photo like this, and we will make sure that enforcement comes right away.
It's basically spying on them and dobbing them in if they're doing the wrong thing under the guise of protecting them. They're doing what they can to continue to push this whole concept of the second wave. Of course, the more people they test, then the more people are going to test positive because they're just testing for RNA viruses and genetic material. And, the people that are testing, the people that they're labeling as dying from are not even deaths. And there's a lot of people speaking out about this now as well.
Sort of perverse incentive for the medical folks to claim that somebody died of COVID versus if it's an automobile accident, for instance, as long as you have COVID in your system, you get to claim it as a COVID death, in which means you get to get more money as the attending physician, hospital, whatever. And he acknowledged that the statistics he's getting from the states are overinflated. We found that the governor of Colorado, who is a Democrat, actually did a research on this and found he had to get rid of 12% of the deaths that were recorded in his state.
And this is happening everywhere. It isn't just in the UK. It's happening in the United States. It's happening in Australia. All deaths are basically being labelled as deaths now, whether they are or not. All you have to do is test positive for this genetic material in your body, and they'll save it. And it doesn't matter if you get hit by a truck. They'll still put you down as a death simply because you tested positive for this genetic material at some stage.
And let's say the virus caused you to go to the ICU and then have a heart or kidney problem. Some countries are recording that as a heart issue or a kidney issue and not a COVID-19 death. Right now, we're still recording it, and the great thing about having forms that come in and a form that has the ability to mark it as COVID-19 infection, the intent is right now that if someone dies with COVID-19, we are counting that.
And they don't even know if the genetic material you tested positive for is actually, because there's never been a Koch's postulate done. They've never isolated or actually identified this virus as actually existing. So the whole thing's just a big scam, folks. But that's why they're getting their second wave, because they're pushing this testing. They're making the testing mandatory.
We'll be announcing today that every student will be tested, will have to submit a negative test prior to moving into a residence hall or attending the first class.
Well, another university in Indiana will now require students to be tested for coronavirus before they can return in the fall. This time we're talking Notre Dame. Earlier this week it was Purdue University.
And anybody they test is pretty well going to come up positive. I mean, if a pawpaw can come up positive, if engine oil can come up positive.
Head of the country's National Health Laboratory in charge of coronavirus testing was suspended a day after President John Magufuli questioned the accuracy of the test. Magufuli, who was consistently downplayed the effect of the virus, said on Sunday that he had secretly had animals, fruits, and vehicle oil tested at the laboratory. Now, take a listen to some of the things he said he had tested: a papaya, a quail, and a goat. All, he says, had been found to be positive.
If you can send tests in that haven't even had anybody's, sample put on them and they still come back positive, then pretty well anybody and anything is going to test positive, folks. Most people who've had a flu vaccine will test positive, so that's how they're getting their second wave. It's just media driven. There is no second wave because there wasn't a first wave. There is no, folks. It's a complete scam. It's all about crashing the world economic system. And it's going to get crazier and crazier yet. What they want to do, the COVID pass. I mentioned to you a few reports ago, the COVID pass they want to bring in, the mandatory pass that everybody needs to have to show they're infection-free, all the stuff they want to do. They're trialling it in Africa now. They're calling it a trust pass. Isn't that nice? A trust pass to make sure you're vaccinated. A vaccination record payment system is what they're talking about. This is the payment system. They want you to be scanned, retinal scanned, facial scanned, biometric scans, and that's how you're going to be paying. You won't need cash anymore. You won't even need your smartphone anymore. You will be paying with your face. And of course, you'll need a record of vaccination in order to enter the store to begin.
When our visitors arrive at site, there'll be 4 triggered doors that will be operational. We will have a security presence and some customer service personnel that will be able to assist any needs of the customer.
Good morning, welcome to Into Lakeside.
We're going to utilise technology to track the amount of people that come backwards and forwards out of our centre. And through that information and through our heat mapping service, we'll be able to monitor where they're going once they're in the centre.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, hold up there, Chief. What did you just say? I just want to clarify that.
We're going to utilise technology to track the amount of people that come backwards and forwards out of our centre. And through that information and through our heat mapping service, we'll be able to monitor where they're going once they're in the centre.
Yeah, I thought I heard right. So just to be clear on this, we've been asked to cleanse our hands as we go into each shop. We've been asked to socially distance, socially engineer ourselves. We've been asked to be okay with all these signs around, constantly reminding us of what we should do. To now jumping onto having heat sensors tracking us. Where did that come from?
And that's the way they want to play it, folks. March 31st, 2025 is when the whole procedure finishes. Interesting date, folks, 2025. We are set to be in a very, very different reality to what we are now. By 2025, the whole system will be controlled by AI.
In 3 years, Google will become the largest supplier of military computer systems. All stealth bombers are upgraded with Google computers, becoming fully unmanned. Afterwards, they fly with a perfect operational record. The Google funding bill is passed. The system goes online on August 4th, 1997. Human decisions are removed from strategic defense. Google begins to learn at a geometric rate. It becomes self-aware at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Time.
Hey Google, are you Skynet?
Are you kidding? Skynet couldn't get through preliminary interviews for the Google Assistant gig. It flunked out at Don't Be Evil.
It's kind of like Skynet, but hopefully more benevolent. We'll learn more about that. Okay, so now you at home, you may have probably had some interactions with artificial intelligence, maybe things like Pandora Radio recommending a song or a Google search that kind of already knows what you're looking for before you're looking for it. But advanced forms of AI are increasingly becoming the invisible force behind the scenes that literally helps keep the lights on and kind of keeps civilization running. Okay, so to help us learn a little bit more about these invisible forces that are running the world, that's literally true, and also where it's all going to be going in the future.
What's amazing is that if you think about that 1984, the Terminator was called a science fiction movie, but today, all of the stuff that we talked about then has become a reality, except that machines are not yet self-aware, but everything else.
They just want human consciousness to go in a certain way, and they want to merge us with the machine. And you know, the question is, who is they? And when you look at it, folks, it's like they is now AI. The AI is already there.
Skynet defense system
We're in.
now activated.
We're past the firewalls, local defense nets, Minutemen, and subs.
Skynet
fully operational, processing at 60 teraflops per second.
Sir, it should take less than a minute to find the virus and kill it. All access inquiries to your supervisor.
Let's pray to God this works. You know, we're waiting for artificial intelligence to emerge, but really it's already emerged, folks. It's already there online. Artificial intelligence is already a reality. We're just not looking at things the right way. And what it's doing is it's basically creating a system whereby we are going to be completely dependent upon artificial intelligence in order to survive, in order to perform everyday activities, even going outside and purchasing a meal. you're going to need the whole thing controlled by artificial intelligence to be able to move through that reality, through the new world they're creating. You know, the politicians, I don't even think the politicians know exactly what they're doing. I think too many people who've been involved in setting this up really bargained for what they were going to be getting. But it's going to get crazier and crazier yet. This whole economic system, it's going to go down so hard.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Lester Holt.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is 4 o'clock in the East. Markets have just closed, and what a day it has been. A big sell-off on Wall Street. The Dow closing down about 1,900 points, actually over 2,000 points there. The biggest point drop ever by far, and a substantial percentage drop as well, down almost 8% today alone. Driving all this is fear and continued uncertainty over the coronavirus outbreak and its impact on the global economy, as well as a sharp drop today in oil prices.
Well, Lester, this is one for the record books. As you mentioned, largest point drop in history for the Dow. And certainly in the top 6 or 7 in terms of percentage terms, we haven't had this kind of decline since the era of the big crash years and years ago, there back in the 1980s. In truth, you nailed it. Really, it is concern about the global economy.
The government's now saying, oh, we may have misjudged how bad the economic situation is going to be. No, they haven't misjudged anything. They already knew how bad the economic situation was going to be, which is why they did all this, to cover up how bad the economic situation is going to be. They have to crash the economy, but provide an excuse for it to crash that doesn't look like it was them when it was. In 2025, when the internet becomes fully autonomic on its own and it controls things itself, the world is going to change, and our relationship with the internet is going to change. In 2015, we kind of got to the point of no return, the point where we are becoming so dependent upon the internet and so dependent upon electronic systems to manage our everyday affairs that we've kind of crossed that Rubicon, and it's only going to become more and more dependent. We're just going to see a situation where our dependency is increased upon all this technology, and that's going to go up till about 2025 when we're going to be completely dependent upon it. And at that point, the internet itself takes control of things, and then it decides who can and cannot access the internet. I mean, I really think that's the way it's going to go, folks. Prepare to step out of the system altogether, or at least be ready to be able to step out of the system around about 2025, because, you know, I think that is our window of opportunity. The next 5 years are going to be very, very telling, folks. The next 5 years are going to see a complete restructuring of this entire social system, and it's going to be worldwide. There's no countries that are going to escape from this. It's the entire world is going to go through this change, folks. And we are at the tipping point right now. So, yeah, I think it's important for people to pay attention, folks. And if you're not going to get angry and stand up and do something about this, then at least get prepared for the future that is unfolding, you know, because if we don't change it, it's just going to unfold, and we're going to get dragged into it by all the sleeping masses. That's just the way it is. So, you know, we have to be prepared to either go with that or have some plan B where we are in a position where we can step out of that system and step back into reality, step back into a relationship with the earth.
If someone had said to you in December that by April, millions of people all over the world would be infected with a mysterious new virus that has no vaccine, you'd think they were talking about a Hollywood script. It's happened so fast, it almost doesn't seem real.
A new normal.
A new normal.
A new normal.
A new normal.
New normal.
The new normal. The new normal?
The new normal.
New normal.
This new normal is going to look very, very different.
Not normal, but a new normal.
The new normal.
New normal. There will be a new normal.
A new normal.
New normal.
A new normal.
The new normal.
A new normal.
This is the new normal.
This is our new normal.
Our new normal.
A new normal.
Our new normal.
New normal.
The new normal.
Our new normal.
We will transition into the new normal.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
There's a need for a new world order.
Never before has a new world order had to be assembled from so many different perceptions.
We needed a new world order.
When really a new world order can be created, it's a great opportunity.
It is a big idea, a new world order.
So, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, a new world is emerging. It is a new world order with significantly different and radically new challenges.
So a return to normal as we knew it is not on the cards in the near future, and it is really important that I am upfront with you right now about that. What we will be seeking to do is find a new normal.
And the hope that each of us has to build a new world order.
And I strongly believe India will be a central actor in the new world order.
Well, this week, PPP released the findings of a poll of how much Americans believe in conspiracy theories. That's where we got our lizard people numbers from. We also learned that the percentage of Americans who believe that a secret power elite with a globalist agenda is conspiring to eventually rule the world through an authoritarian world government or new world order.
And what the world is going through right now in this time and season might be a protracted time, might even be for years. It is something called the new normal. Perhaps that's what you're thinking. Is this the new normal?
Today, we will discuss the new normal as we live with COVID-19.
We're all learning to live with the new normal.
For now, we're all living a new normal.
Or if you don't believe in conspiracy theories.
I just don't understand, how do you not believe in any conspiracy theories? I understand not all of them, not most of them, but you don't believe in any conspiracy theory? You just think the government's just batting 1,000 and telling us the whole truth? That's a strong stance to take.
This is General William Sullivan with an emergency message. I'm speaking to you from a CDC clean zone. Outbreak of the deadly Pandora virus is spreading rapidly. Unprecedented threat requires a worldwide quarantine. All ships must remain at sea until further. Humanity must endure.
A virus?
What should we do?
They're buying it. They're buying it.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.